notice the lighting behind him. Just a great way to highlight him. And that's how we get John Wick. See how it's closing up on the performances? We already know, truth is sort of revealed. Now it's just watching their reactions.
I'm on a journey to create the greatest movie experience in the world. While I'm carving out my filmmaking entrepreneurial path, I want to help you create yours. Let's make some movies.
What's up, everyone? James Martin here, helping filmmakers to make better movies and succeed in your careers. Well, I have to say, you guys have been reacting so well to my other filmmaker react videos. Thank you so much. All your likes and comments and shares really do help, and I really do appreciate it. So we're back. I'm reacting to more scenes. And listen, if there's a movie or a show that you really want me to check out and give my own sort of opinion on it, please let me know down in the comments. Right now, we're looking at 3 fantastic opening scenes from 3 great movies: Inglorious Bastards, John Wick, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. So let's get started.
In order to effect a timely halt to deteriorate.
What a great way to introduce the problems with literally just a few shots. And my favorite part about this entire scene is the tone. Like, the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, which is the 3rd movie in the trilogy, it's a very dark movie. Like, just the tone about it is very, very dark. So you don't want to open up with something kind of light and, even mysterious. Like, I'd say Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest was sort of slightly dark, but more on the mysterious hint. Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl was more on the mysterious end of it. This is just dark, like the stakes are high. Also, I love the costume designs for the Royal Guards, because for the last 2 movies, they were just bright red, and now it's like this dark navy. It just really shifts the tone so much. I love this song, by the way. And also, notice the lighting behind him. Just a great way to highlight him. This one guy, he just like, oh. It's kind of weird sort of blocking, because no one does that ever. Like, ever. Unfortunately, some of the blocking and camera angles here are not necessarily the greatest. The director, Gore Verbinski, I remember there was an interview sort of behind the scenes where the 2 movies, Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, were made at the same time. So Gore was particularly exhausted and tired at this point. So there's a few sort of cheesy moments. Oh, so amazing. And literally, what a great way to introduce the movie. And listen, it doesn't necessarily have to introduce the plot necessarily, or even any characters, because we've already sort of established who our characters are in previous movies. And I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to watch like a sequel in any shape, way, or form, watch the previous movies before you get to know the 3rd or the 2nd or the whatever. So we don't necessarily need to get introduced to the new characters. We just need to understand the stakes and get a slight understanding of the tone and the style and the plot and all that stuff. I mean, the only real like main characters we get introduced to is Beckett and his assistant. I can't remember his name. Next, we're going to the opening for John Wick. Interesting tone, a lot of blue. There's always Russians, isn't there? Oh look, it's Alfie, what's his face? You know what I'm talking about. It's that guy from Game of Thrones. Oh, it's going to bug me because I can't remember.
Oh, I love dogs. Ufsi was suka i Schweizarna.
А этой, сука, нет.
Nice. Oh, he's warmed up to the beagle. Every great assassin needs a beagle assistant. Notice how there's a slight yellow-green tone to this? Very uncomfortable. Green is usually associated with either nature or just being very eerie and uncomfortable. So a great tone difference compared to earlier with the blue, which is meant to be very relaxing. Now see, that's just mean, like beating the crap out of someone when they get out of bed. What a such great acting from Keanu Reeves. And that's how we get John Wick. All right, next we go to Inglorious Bastards.
He looks in the attic, he looks in a cellar, he looks everywhere.
So I just watched this movie recently, the entire movie from start to finish, and I have to say, like, this movie, this first scene in particular was very fascinating. I mean, like, I've seen a lot of World War II movies, and I mean a lot, but what really struck me about this SS character was, I mean, is he mean? Of course he is. Is he cold-hearted? Of course he is. But he's very, very intelligent. You know, as he describes, makes a comparison that, you know, typical Germans are more like an eagle that go into higher places, but he likes to put his thoughts in the mind of a Jew. So where would a Jew hide? Well, you think about, he makes a comparison to a rat. Well, a rat hides underneath things where people usually don't look. So, I mean, from the moment he walked in, he pretty much knew that the Jews were underneath the floorboards.
Where he would hide. But there's so many places it would never occur to a hawk to hide. However, the reason the Führer's brought...
What I also love, too, is Quentin Tarantino's use of different camera angles, too, where he goes from wide at one point to make things comfortable, then he makes things slightly tighter to make it more confrontational, and then when the big reveal happens, it's really in people's faces.
...of my Alps in Austria and placed me in French cow country today is because it does occur to me. Because I'm aware what tremendous feats human beings are capable of once they abandon dignity. May I smoke my pipe as well?
Please, go and make yourself at home.
It's kind of interesting, too, because this is sort of like the big pipe that you typically might associate with Sherlock Holmes, really establishing that this guy is an absolute genius.
I might add also that any information that makes a performance of my duty easier will not be met with punishment. Actually, quite the contrary. It will be met with reward. And that reward will be your family will cease to be harassed in any way by the German military during the rest of our occupation of your country.
This guy's already broken. He knows, like, we all know that the SS colonel, he knows that the Jews are there. So he's got him backed into a corner. Well, he's either going to lie, but of course, this guy already knows that the Jews are hiding there, which means everyone's going to get slaughtered, or if the guy has to save his family and give up the juice willingly. He's a very interesting form of checkmate right there. See how it's closing up on the performances? We already know, truth is sort of revealed. Now it's just watching their reactions.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Yes.
You're sheltering them underneath your floorboards, aren't you?
Yes.
Point out to me the areas where they're hiding.
Great acting.
Since I haven't heard any disturbance, I assume while they're listening they don't speak English.
And then the music tension rises.
Yes.
I'm going to switch back to French now, and I want you to follow my masquerade set clear. Yes.
Mesdames, je vous remercie pour le temps que vous m'avez consacré. Adieu.
The score here is brilliant, I have to say. It's like this screechy loss. The choirs, it's acting like, oh, this is horrible. This is a deadly thing. A life has been taken. Oh, brilliant. All right, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed these scenes as much as I do. And again, if there's any movies or shows you want me to check out, leave them down in the comments. All right, please like the video if you got value, and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we post every single week to have tips and reaction videos just like this. All right. So good luck with your projects, and I will see you next time.